Hey guys, how's it going? So today's video is actually another update to my journey to purchasing my first rental property. So for those of you that have not seen my first episode, I'll link that down in the description below. But the ideal behind these videos and for me documenting my journey to purchasing my first rental property is really to showcase to you guys my ups, my downs, the mistakes that I've made throughout the process. I wanted to show you guys everything that I'm doing until I make that first deal, and then also after the first deal to see how my numbers matched up from my analysis process to what I'm actually earning in on income every single month. So I really hope that these videos bring you all value, because I really think this is beneficial for maybe your new investor out there, because you hear people on YouTube, you hear people on podcasts that talk about real estate investing all the time, and they give great advice, but you never really get to follow someone's footsteps and see exactly what they're doing throughout the beginning of the process to closing on their first deal and actually signing the papers and getting those tenants in there. And I'm wanting to bring you guys along on my journey to be able to watch exactly what I'm doing, to, like I said before, so you can maybe catch some of the mistakes that I made to help you in your process and for you to get started on your real estate investing journey. So first thing that I'm noticing with this journey is that this is a very slow process. This is not something that's going to be happening overnight. Especially for it being my first deal, I want to make sure that I'm buying a decent property. I'm okay with the property needing some TLC work. I'm fine with that. That doesn't scare me away. What I'm talking about is staying away from neighborhoods that are deteriorating or maybe not in the best areas. I'm staying away from huge structural issues such as, foundation walls caving in or super large cracks in foundations. I'm really just looking for a property that's not going to give me too much trouble in the future, with this being my first deal. Now, later on down the road, that's a different story. Maybe that stuff wouldn't scare me too much, but for my first property, I want to buy something that's a little bit less risky. So for those of you that don't know, I'm actually looking in two places right now. My main area that I'm searching for rental properties is actually in Kansas City, Missouri, and the surrounding areas. So I'm looking in places such as Independence, Missouri. I'm looking in places in Grandview, Raytown, Blue Spring, Lee Summit, Grand Valley. Those areas are a little bit more expensive, but if I find the right deal, I would love to buy something there. So that's my main area that I'm looking to purchase my first rental property. I have a team set up over there. I have my realtor, who's also going to be my property manager. She has a property management company as well. She'll have everything set up for me for the buying process, and then I will be also working with her through the management process. Now, as for the second area that I'm looking, and it's kind of my backup area, is my local area, and I'm looking within like a 20-mile radius. If I find a really good deal, or if I find a property in foreclosure that may need some, fixing up, but will be a great rental, then I would think about purchasing that property here and managing it myself. The only concern with that is the rental rates here are very low, and property values tend to be higher. So it's a lot harder to find a great deal because the properties may be more expensive and I'm not getting nearly the amount of rent that I could be getting for a cheaper home in Kansas City. But again, if I find that right deal here in my local area, I will definitely purchase that property here and still be looking at properties in Kansas City. Just because I own a rental property here does not mean that's the only area that I'm going to invest in rental properties. I will still be looking in Kansas City even if I purchase a property here. As for the properties I'm looking at right now, I had my realtor go check out a property early last week. It was a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house in Blue Springs, Missouri. There was a tenant occupied in this property already. So if I was to purchase this property, the tenant that's currently living in that property, I would take over the lease. When my realtor went to take a look at the property, she sent me some pictures, and I'll put them up here now for you guys to take a look. The house needed a lot of work and also had some major structural issues, so I decided to pass on this home also. Again, this is something that's important, and I wanted to let you guys know. You may go look at 20 properties before you make your deal. So I am not getting discouraged, and I am not thinking that every time my realtor goes to check out a house, I think this is the one. I'm going in with an open mind. I'm letting myself know that if there are major issues, I am not purchasing my home, because this is a lot of money we're talking about. I mean, we're talking about me putting down, 20% on a $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 home, maybe more. I mean, that could be over $20,000 after closing costs and everything's paid for. So I definitely do not want to be too risky buying my first deal, like I said earlier in the video. So what am I doing in the meantime? And the funny thing is, As I'm filming this video, I actually got an email from my realtor. She sent me a property that just came on the market. It's a tenant-occupied property in Kansas City. I think they're going to go take a look at it tomorrow for me. So this may be one that I end up going forward with. I will let you guys know in the next updated video how that works out for me. But they are going to take a look at it tomorrow. That is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. It's currently listed for $110,000. I ran it through my analysis spreadsheet, and I will definitely have to get it under $100,000 for it to work out, or for me to be even interested in purchasing that home, just with how the math works out. The tenants are currently paying $1,050 each month for rent, so definitely being around the $90,000, $95,000 range would be perfect for me. But other than that, I am continuously looking at deals on Zillow every single morning, throughout the day, at night, right before I go to bed. I have a saved search on Zillow. That's all my surrounding areas in Kansas City that I am interested in purchasing a rental property. I am constantly analyzing deals in my head. Lindsay, my wife, and I are continuously throwing money into the savings account to ramp up that down payment. You know, the more we have in there left over after the down payment is made, that's better for us. And the bank that we are using to keep our savings account in is Capital One. They have a 2% interest rate, so we're throwing all that money into our money market account, and we are earning 2% on that money while it's just sitting there waiting for us to use it as a down payment. So that is a big plus for any of you guys out there that is trying to save up for a down payment on maybe a personal home or a real estate investment, or you're saving up for a large purchase, but you don't want to put it in the stock market because you're thinking about making that purchase within the next 1 to 2 years. I highly recommend a high interest savings or money market account. You can't go wrong, especially with where rates are right now. I mean, like I said, I'm getting 2%. I know you can get up to like 2.5% in other savings accounts. So I would definitely advise putting your down payment into a high yielding savings account or a money market account. So what would my ideal real estate investment be? So there's 2 of them, and they're both in the Kansas City market. My ideal investment would be a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, single-family home, or a duplex, triplex building that is cash flowing huge. And I know those deals are out there. I just have to be patient, which is the hardest part for me, because I want to own a rental property so bad. It's been one of my dreams for like the past 3 years. I'm finally at the point where I feel comfortable, not only financially, but mentally as well, to make this leap and become a real estate investor to help myself and my family become financially independent. So that is it for the update, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If any of you out there currently own rental properties and you have any pieces of advice for me, leave them down in the comment section down below. I read and answer everyone's comments. So I'm going to get off here. I'm going to answer these emails to my realtor so they can go look at that next property tomorrow. I will let you guys know how that property goes in the next update. So until then, you guys take care.